Welcome to the Dirt Time channel. I'm Alan Halcon.
I'm Dude McLean.
And I'm Christopher Nyerges.
Three of the DirtTime.com partners. Unfortunately, John McCann can't join us. He's on the East Coast, we're on the West Coast. But hey, bud,
John.
how's it going? We'll get you out here soon enough. Christopher, we're delighted to have you here.
Thank you.
Because this is our opportunity to pick your brain about Doomsday Preppers and what exactly happened.
Oh, it was nice.
It was nice?
Nice experience.
I'm glad he said that. All right, next.
Next.
No, I mean that in the Shakespearean sense.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Christopher, there's been a lot of talk on the internet and other areas regarding that. And quite frankly, Dude and I watched the show, and we were kind of surprised at the way you were portrayed, because we've known you for many, many years. And the Christopher that we know, you know, why don't you tell us your experience, your side of the story? What happened?
Don't you think that if there was an emergency, I would quickly run out of my house and wander down where all the hobos and bums live in Los Angeles?
Of course.
Of course.
That would be my first. That would be my first course of action. No, okay. The show was, how shall I say? It was formatted so that every person being selected has to say what they're preparing for. Right off the bat, I said, I'm not particularly preparing for anything, but it's good to know these skills. They said, no, you have to say you're preparing for something.
For one specific thing?
One specific thing. So I didn't want to have a nutcase thing. I said I'm preparing for the possibility of a major earthquake in LA. Now, they wanted me to say I'm preparing. They did want me to say killer quake. They had a lot of possible things they would often feed to me. And I said, you know something? I don't even want to say I'm preparing for an earthquake. I'm preparing for the possibility. And fortunately, that got in. So we did take after take after take of a lot of these things. And these guys who were doing the show, I liked them. They bought me lunch. Wonderful guys. Okay, but they wanted drama.
Hold on, Christopher. The film industry, they buy you lunch anyway.
Oh, that's
just part of the deal.
But
and it's a write-off.
Okay, well, it was a good lunch, regardless. We had a lunch over in Griffith Park at some Mexican restaurant. It was very good. But again, they had me they knew the skills that I teach, survival skills, making fire, collecting wild plants. So we went and did all of those things. The context was then how I'm going to use those skills in the aftermath of an earthquake. Now, the fact is, I use those things all the time.
Right.
They can come in handy under any circumstances. The idea that I was going to leave in an emergency, which you saw me say, and you saw a boarded-up house, that was a very carefully pieced together bits and pieces to indicate something other than what I would really do. In fact, the man who I was working with, I don't remember his name, he gave me two closing segments, or no, it was the opening statement of what I would do in an emergency, and it sounded like, I said, both of them are not really that good. One of them was that I would just quickly leave and wander the streets of LA, and I said, why would I do that? That's the opposite of what I would do. And he was upset. The guy that was my contact who was overseeing the script, he was mad at me because he said, well, that's what we had you doing. We had you wandering the streets of LA. I said, yeah, of course. That was great. That was great photography. That was great Mad Max scenario. I loved it. It's great to be down there. But in an emergency, really? Come on, I'm not going to go down there. So, whatever they actually...
He literally got mad at you?
Oh, he was upset. He was very upset. He said, what are you talking about? As if I was betraying him. And I said, look, we talked about a lot of things. Leaving home is one scenario. Katrina, tsunami, yes, you should be prepared to leave. That does happen to people. You don't have a choice, but it wouldn't be my first choice. You prepare things at home, you have your stuff there, your clothes there, your first aid, your friends, your family. That should not be your first choice.
But that's the slot they put everybody into. They had one reason why they were preparing.
That's right,
but
that's
dude,
right.
They got mad at Chris.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, over.
Okay, so then they pulled on you the experts.
Okay, we did 2 days of filming in the city, down at the LA River, down where all the bums hang out. And I thought it was pretty cool, actually. But then after I was done making my fire, they said, our experts have been watching you, and they've analyzed your performance. And I said, really? Now, this was a complete surprise. I said, really? Who are they? Well, we can't tell you that. So the experts analyzed me, and they said some things that I agreed with, that you could, in other words, you can always do better. Okay, whatever it was, they said, our experts think you don't have enough food stored, whatever. Yeah, okay, you can always do better. So why should I argue with that?
But they had no idea what you had stored.
That's right. They didn't really know. From what they based their analysis on whatever they saw in the filming. Okay, and I even said, thank you for your apology. I made some joke, which I wish got on the show, because the guy said something in the analysis, the early analysis that I heard, that he could not possibly have known. He could not possibly have judged me. So again, it's TV, folks. Don't believe everything you see on TV. It's entertainment. It's not real. These guys are real. That was not real.
No, you're real. We just like hanging around next to the guy that's real. That's...
I thought it was just me.
You're talking about dude now.
We're talking about you with your cute purple shirt.
It is very cute, isn't it? It's a very gay color in the 1880s sense.
Yeah.
Carry on. Carry on. Come on. So what? So that was it, basically.
Well, one of the key points that I want to bring up too was all throughout every segment they always said highly unlikely it's going to happen or historically speaking this, and I'm all like, what crystal ball are these experts looking at that they can predict whether something is or is not going to happen? Please let me know, so I'll have you pick my lotto numbers, please.
Well, okay, see...
With the unnamed experts, I mean, what does that mean? Are they government hacks? Are they somebody from National Geographic themselves? Is it that production
They could be looking at Wikipedia statistics, but the bottom line is that whole premise of the show... I went on it because I thought it would boost sales and I'd get more students. It was greed and vanity, the same things that drive you, Alan.
Absolutely. I would not disagree with that one bit.
But they probably looked at statistics to determine how likely something is to happen. But that is a false premise. I'm not preparing for doomsday. I'm preparing to live my life better, to learn these skills because I like them. You know, to eat wild foods. It's more nutritious. Dude eats nettle every day. It's helped him... live a better life. I mean, all of these skills are good for us.
Well, and the reality is,
you don't have to worry about the end of the world.
And the reality,
it's not going to happen this year in 2012, folks. That's my prediction.
Or maybe it will.
It could. Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe it will. Yeah.
The reality is, what you showed on television is exactly what you've been doing for last 40 years.
This is true.
I mean,
this is true.
And it is very likely that those panel of experts were not even born while you were teaching.
They were in their diapers when I was starting out.
Or maybe in their womb.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting experience, but it shows you that what you see in general, news, everything on TV, is carefully crafted, so you guys have to think for yourselves. It's not reality.
Well,
they call it reality.
So, okay? All right, so we got Christopher's point of view of what happened, which kind of hopefully clears a lot of things up for people that have seen these shows.
Well, hopefully, again, like Christopher says, don't believe everything you see, especially on television.
This is not television, by the way.
Right.
But it is the Dirt Time channel.
Of course. Well, whatever.
So you can believe it.
If there are things that you see people doing that you haven't done and it inspires you to do things, do them. You know, but the whole context is misleading. Thank you for having me today.
I'm Alan Halcon, Dude McLean, Christopher Nyerges. We'll see you next time on DirtTime.com.
Check your 6.